Hey, I'm back. What's happening? Good afternoon. I am back from the Baraboo, Wisconsin. It was well worth the trip. It was worth the wait. It was worth getting up early in the morning. We did go live in case you missed it. Hobby Evolution did go live. Steve's in the house. We are live 2 times a day just today. Yes. So we did Hobby Evolution from the road from 10th Avenue in Baraboo, Wisconsin. Beautiful neighborhood, excellent views. So, in case you missed it, I'll do a little recap of what I talked about this morning about today's estate sale. I found this estate sale, and a lot of people are going to say, "How come this never happens to me?" You got to be looking, always be looking. Do you know how I discovered this estate sale? I was on Facebook. Baraboo was in the news. I wanted to see what they were talking about locally. I go into one of their Baraboo groups. I happened to see an estate sale. There was a picture of 70s cards, and I'm like, oh, okay, with a bunch of other random stuff. I'm like, it's piqued my interest. So kept an eye on it. Okay, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Perfect. I'll go up, be first there on Friday morning, and see if I get anything good. Let me tell you, they only showed like 2 or 3 shoe boxes of cards from the 70s. There were thousands of 70s cards, mostly from 71 to 78. There were maybe 5 or 6 cards from like 69 and 70. There were a lot less 71s, but by the mid 70s, there was a lot. It was very heavy. 74 to 78, very heavy 74 to 78, not cherry picked. So I was looking forward. I was looking forward to just what I saw in the photos, and what was actually there blew me the F away. Blew me the fuck away. F-bomb Friday. So if you watched Hobby Evolution this morning, I told you about how I got there early. The ad said they're going to start taking a list at 7:30, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get there at 7:30. There's probably people like local that are going to get there before me. I don't care. Like, they can beat me to it. I'm not gonna, I want to be one of the first in line, but if I don't have to be first, I'm not camping out, right? So I was 5th in line, and I think I was the 4th baseball card guy. Only one, the lady that I actually talked with the most, the other baseball card guys signed in, left. I signed in, went to my car, and did a live Hobby Evolution from my car. A lot of baseball card. A lot of the guys that I said that as I was going live this morning, I'm like, he looks like a baseball card guy. They were pretty much all baseball card guys. So after I finished up Hobby Evolution this morning, I wanted to just kind of, I like to be early, especially. This is my first estate sale. This is definitely beginner's luck. Let me tell you, I'm going to show you what I found. I took the photo that's in the thumbnail. I took that because I'm like, if I don't get a photo of this, nobody's going to believe me. So I went back and was talking to the lady. She's a fucking pro at like these estates. Like, she knows how to schmooze with the estate sale, company that was working there. She's getting some inside info. She's like, so I heard that the older cards are in the basement. They're in the downstairs. The newer stuff's upstairs. And I knew the newer stuff was junk wax. So I'm like, okay, to the basement we go. So we hung out, and the lady that was running the sale, she's like, the lady I was talking with, the participant in the sale, she's like, man, I should have brought some chairs. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. And the estate sale planner was like, you can use these. You can sit right here. So we got she's like, okay, so she ran by, like, here's how it's gonna go. Like, at 10 o'clock, we'll open this door. I'm going to get the list, and we'll just go down the list. So the first on the list, go in. Second, and I'm just going to go, and we're going to do that for the first 25 people. We'll stop. And then, after whatever time, you get the second 20. So I was number 5 on the list, and I was right there at the door. by like 9:30, it was really like there were definitely more than 25 people. By the time the doors opened, there were probably a crowd of like 30 or 40. It was, I think it's also like garage sale weekend in Baraboo, because I saw a lot of garage sale signs and a lot of people were like coming up and they're like, can I go inside? Is there anything inside? And it's like, no, not open yet. The lady the participant lady that was with, she was like I'm like, they should hire you. She's like directing trash. She's like, the sign up sheets on the trash can out front. Doors open at 10. They're going to put the first 25 in. You can't park there. It's like, you're good. You're good. One of the other guys that was a baseball card guy, one on the list before me, he's talking and I'm like, now that the baseball card guys are here, I'm thinking, okay, who's my competition? We found out the cards are $1 each. And it's like, ooh, there's going to be a lot left on Sunday because this isn't going to be worth it. From what I saw in the pictures, I wouldn't have bought anything. I came home with a shoebox. I bought almost 450 cards. I was passing stuff down that if I was at the National, if I was at the Madison Card Show, if I was anywhere else, I would be scooping up hundreds and hundreds of these cards at $1 a pop. But I was so picky because there was such good stuff. By the way, everything with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 cards will be in my eBay store, 99centcards.com. Link, yes. Link is in this video description, scrolling at the bottom of your screen. Still have 25% off when you buy 7 or more at regular price. They're actually, the condition of some of these cards, like, probably going to be submitting these to get graded. Some of these are going to be submitted to get graded because they're in phenomenal condition. So here's how it all laid out. So they open the doors and so the first, people, I was number 5. So I'm in, the other 4 guys, we all head toward the basement and we're in this room. It still has like the wood panel from the 70s in this basement room. And so it's just like the baseball cards are in like so this was, I emptied out a shoebox to fill it myself. They're in shoe boxes. They're rubber banded. There's tubs of just loose cards and they're still in really good condition. So one of the guys who was waiting, I could tell he wasn't going to be much competition for me in terms of single sales because he's like, yeah, I want some 75 tops. I've been working on that set. So I'm looking for 75 tops. Another guy was only in basketball. And then actually the guy that was number 1 on the list, we were basically looking for the same stuff. Like what can we find? What rookies are there? Big stars, stuff like that. So I go over to, I find some space. I find a couple boxes of 70s basketball. I'm finding Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Pete Maravich, Wilt Chamberlain. Again, it's like all 70s stuff. OJ Simpson. So I'm looking through football and basketball and I'm like, you know what? I really don't care if I find any baseball. But I ended up, finding a couple other guys there. You could tell they were not bargain box guys. Like me and this other guy, because we were there for 3 hours digging. Like we were not leaving any stone unturned. Like we are bargain box champions. That's the thing. And I passed over if I was at a card show because I didn't even offer. I didn't negotiate. I didn't say I've got 450 cards. Will you do 300? Because again, I was first one in there. Some of the stuff you'll find out why I didn't because what I paid I paid right at $1 per card. And which I think everybody is happy about that. So a little background, let's go to the chat and then I'll talk about the background from what I learned about this particular sale. Steve's in the house. He's like twice in one day. Yes, it was that good of a sale. We're gonna share the spoils of today's estate sale. Wiffle Breakers, what's up? The photo you posted looked amazing. Oh, it was so much fun. Like, and we were joking, some of the guys that we were digging, it's like, 20 years down the road, we're still going to be talking about this set, like going through these. I'm like, I know this is like the best estate. This is my first estate sale. This is the best one ever. I'm going to say it. Jody's here. What's going on? Scott, what's up? Happy to hear. Thank you, Todd. Good afternoon. Looked like a great find. Man, I am so glad. My wife was home when I got home, and I'm like, it was well worth the trip. John Myers, twice in one day, I'd be exhausted. I've still got to ship today. I haven't done any shipping. I haven't done any listing, and I'm heading out of town tomorrow. Oh, snap. What's up, Unicorn Cupcake? What's going on? Cooter says, looking forward to hearing how you took advantage of a poor grieving family. Just kidding, of course. So I do want to share like the situation. And again, I don't know how estate sales go, but I kind of learned a little bit about at least this process with the company that ran this sale and how it goes on. Unfortunately, no Mickey Mantles. It was like 99% of the cards were from 1971 to 1978. And there were some junk wax. There was a random like sealed blaster, but it wasn't sealed, but it was a lot of packs of like 2007 Topps baseball. And it's like, I don't want that. Who's in 2007 Topps? I don't like Verlander, I think was 05. I don't know if there's any big rookies in there. It wasn't a sealed blaster, but there were sealed packs. The upstairs, which had the newer cards, was like 85 Topps. I did kind of flip through that binder when I went to check out, but I'm sure if there was a Mark McGwire in there, it was long gone. I'm glad I went where I did. Brian says, freaking awesome. And I didn't even, I was digging through these cards for 3 hours. I didn't even care to look at other stuff. Like as I was kind of winding down on the cards, I did check the closet with the jerseys that was in the photo was in there. That was like hockey. And I think it was like, I don't know if they were I think they were game used minor league jerseys, or sweaters or whatever they call it in hockey. They were $10 each. Could have been a great deal. Probably was worth $10. But there was like, by the time I looked, there was like a Clay Matthews, but one of those cheap, like iron-on jerseys. Brewers bobbleheads, which aren't worth anything, which is crazy. Like Cubs bobbleheads sell for like $50 to $100. You can't give Brewers bobbleheads away. They're on like every Facebook marketplace ad I see. Troy, good afternoon. I didn't check out the video game stuff. I didn't really check out anything else. Kyle says, sounds like you didn't have to settle for fishing rods. No, I didn't. Red Light 34 says, fuck, it's hot in this crane. Come on, 5 o'clock. Welcome. It was hot in that basement. Of course, when you have like 10, 15 guys breathing heavy over 70s baseball cards, that'll do it to you. Troy says, you have given me the idea to search up garage sales in my area for sports cards. Now I've kind of got the bug. It's like, man, but again, it's like, I'm going to be disappointed. The next several sales that I would go to, I'm going to be so disappointed. This is like maybe not once in a lifetime, but this is like one of those once in a blue moon type of sales that just kind of fall into your lap and you get lucky. Stuke, what's going on? Good morning or good afternoon. It's almost 3 o'clock. SoCal guy, what's up? Hope you had happy you had a great experience. It was awesome. And the best part about it, everybody was friendly. There was no pushing. I didn't have to box out. Nobody had to throw elbows. In fact, we were helping each other. The first guy that was on the list, I found, and I'll just share this with you. I was going through 75 Topps baseball. I found a George Brett rookie, $1. And I'm like, oh, sweet, a George Brett rookie. And they're like, oh, is there a Yount? And I'm like, no Yount. And he was like helping me, like, oh, here's a Jose Cardinal hostess card. I'm like, oh, that's cool. Thank you. So I'm like, all right, if I find a Yount rookie, which is what, $20, $30 maybe, for $1. And I did. I found the Yount rookie and I let him buy it. And then I later found a Paul Molitor rookie because $5, $10. But I did find like the Dale Murphy, the Lou Whitaker. So I grabbed those for $1 each. So everybody was respectful, friendly. It was a great experience all around, like great deals, great people. We all got along. It was good stuff. John says, digging through boxes can be a very zen and calming process. I love rummaging. Oh, it was so much fun. and then finding a pile, like it's like, oh, somebody's already gone through this pile, and you find 75 tops Pete Maravich. There was a box, just a loose box with a bunch of like garbage, like not garbage cards, but just random stuff, and a Bill Walton rookie card. It's like somebody passed over a Bill Walton rookie card. So it was a lot of fun. Digital Kel, what's going on? Longtime Twitter follower, welcome to the program. Brian's in the house. How did it go? It went amazing. Yes, there were Nolan Ryans. So I'm just going to start showing off, and I'll probably show off all 400 cards. There's Terry Bradshaw. I was basically pulling Hall of Famers, and the condition of these is amazing. Here's a 74 tops Lou Brock. Again, every card was $1, and I'm like, oh man, this is not going to be good. Thurman Munson 75. I grabbed some random basketball cards, Walt Bellamy. Some of this stuff is probably like, oh yeah, it's worth $1. I think that's a Doug Collins rookie card. Here's an O.J. Simpson 74 tops. I don't think there weren't any 70. Well, actually, I think there were a few 70 football. Here's a Hank Aaron All-Star from 74 tops. Dick Butkus. Those are 74s. Here's another OJ, same card. Another OJ, the leader card from I think that's also 74. So again, these were all $1 each. These were the best dollar boxes that I've ever found, and I probably ever will find. Orlando Cepeda, 71 tops. There was a whole stack of 71 tops, including high numbers. Here's a 74 Hank Aaron. Here's a 71, $1 for a 71 tops Hank Aaron. Sure, it's got a ding corner, all 4 dinged corners, but for $1, are you kidding me? Here's a 72 in action Hank Aaron. Looks like I pulled all the OJs. Here's a 75 OJ. Here's a Ken Stabler from 75 tops. So, and again, I am just cherry picking. 75 Reggie Jackson. I built such a huge pile that it's like, man, I hope I brought enough money. I did. I actually brought plenty of money. Ron Say, 72 tops rookie. Did not see a Carlton Fisk rookie, but there were other guys. I know another guy, he said he had a pile of like 200, though he was a lot of basketball. He pulled some Kareems, some nice Kareems. Nolan Ryan. There's a Nolan Ryan strikeout leader from 75 tops. Here's a home run leader, Reggie Jackson. A lot of the leader cards I skipped over. Dennis Eckersley, 78 Eckersley. Here's a Robin Yount that I found, and I think this is a Twinkie because it's stained, and the Twinkie versions are usually a little more sought after. So that's a 75 Hostess Twinkie Robin Yount rookie card. Here's a Lou Brock stolen base leaders. No Ernie. Well, Ernie's last card is 71, and that was here's a Reggie from 75 Hostess, and again, I think that's a Twinkie. 71 was basically the earliest year of cards, and there was no Ernie Banks. 75, I pulled a lot of Bob Gibsons. Here's a Lou Brock from 75 tops. And some of this stuff is going to be small, like that Lou Brock, it's probably going to be a $2, $3 card. Here's a Kareem Abdul-Jabbar scoring leaders card. Here's a 74 Pete Rose batting leaders card with Rod Carew. Strikeout leaders, Nolan Ryan, Tom Seaver. How about that duo? Here's ERA leaders with Jim Palmer and Tom Seaver from 74. Goose Gossage rookie card, 73 tops. Here it is, baby. And this is in pretty decent condition. George Brett rookie card. I think I found 2, actually. George Brett rookie card for $1. Pete Rose, 72 tops in action. All of these were $1. I grabbed some cards like this 74 tops Ken Anderson. It might only be worth $2, but I'm gonna more than make up for it with a lot of this stuff. Ahmad Rashad. I'm not sure if that's not sure when his rookie was. I don't think that's a rookie card. Mean Joe Green. I know he's got a rookie at some point. I think his is 73. That's a 74. Here's a Larry Zonka, 72 tops. Didn't see her 71. I did not see any Terry Bradshaw rookies. Here's Wes Unseld. That's 71-72. Jerry Sloan, Chicago Bulls card from 75-76. I think this is a Bubba Smith rookie card from 1970 Topps. I only saw a few 70 Topps football. Here's a 75 Topps Franco Harris. I think he's a rookie in 73. I didn't see any of those, but again, there were quite a few people also. Here's a 72-73 John Havlicek. Thank you, Brian. He says Mean Joe is 71. Thank you. Here's a Phil Jackson rookie card. This is the one I'm like, baseball card Bill. He was looking out for me. This was one of my big basketball finds. How about this? Dr. J, 72-73. Is that a second-year card? Second? I don't know if it's a rookie card, but Julius Erving. Here's rebound leaders with both Wilt Chamberlain and a guy named Lou Alcindor. Here's one with Oscar Robertson. This one's got some creases on it. Here's a Lou Alcindor, 71-72 Topps, but it's got some paper loss at the top. Oh, that is a Dr. J rookie. Oh, sweet. Here's an Oscar Robertson, 71-72 Topps. This might be a Dave Cowens rookie. It's got a crease. You can see it right below his mouth. There's a crease in that. Dan Issel. I think that's a Dan Issel rookie card. I had to get this. This is a cool card. It might only be worth $1, but look at that. George Karl. And you've got the ABA basketball. Back to some baseball cards, 74 Topps. Al Kaline. We got Rod Carew. Here's one card for my PC. Actually, two coming up. Rick Monday, Hostess from 75. Another Hostess, Jose Cardinal from 75. This one might be autograph candidate. Here's another rookie card. Dennis Eckersley, 76 Topps rookie card. Here's a 76 Tom Seaver. Everybody loves Steve Garvey, 76 Topps. Here's some 71 football. We got Fran Tarkenton. Another Larry Zonka. I think this is a Lance Alworth rookie card, isn't it? 71 Topps? No, that's not a rookie card. He came on. He was a rookie in 62. Okay. For some reason, I thought that was a rookie card. I didn't look at the back. Doug Buffon, I picked that up just because Doug Buffon was awesome. Rest in peace. Here's a 74 Topps Dan Issel. This is 74 Topps Hank Aaron specials. I've actually passed up there were like 6 or 7 that I passed up. Here's a beautiful 74 Michael Jack Schmidt. There was another one that one of the other guys pulled out, and his was like really off center, top to bottom. That was a nice centering on that. Another Philly, Steve Carlton, 74 Topps. Here's a 75 with, I lied, there was a Mickey Mantle. 75 Topps, MVPs, Mickey Mantle, Hank Aaron. 74, there were a whole bunch of these. Juan Marichal, 74 traded. I just picked out one. Didn't need a bunch of them. Here's a 72 Reggie Jackson. This one's got a little crease in the corner. 74 Topps Bob Gibson. Nice card. Another OJ. There are a lot of OJs in here. Here's a 76 Topps Bob Greasy. Here's another OJ rushing leaders. 76 Topps. Here's a 73 Bob Gibson. That's in nice condition. That's probably only like, I don't even know if that's 100 cards I've gone through. Here's a 74 Topps Harmon Killebrew. So these are the cards that I picked out. Everything max was $1 per card. And these are cards that I pulled out for $1 each. Johnny Unitas, 72 Topps. 72 Topps Dick Butkus. That one looks like it's got some corner damage. Here's a 72. This might be Archie Manning's rookie card. Yeah, this is the greatest dollar box you'll ever find. Fran Tarkenton, 74. Here's a Pro Action Roger Staubach. Bob Greasy. Here's an early, if not a rookie, Moses Malone. I don't think that's his rookie card. Might be a second-year card. Here's a 75 Topps Pete Maravich. Here's the Iceman, George Gervin. 74. Here's a Rick Barry from 74, 75. Rudy Tomjanovich. Here's a Dan Issel, another Dan Issel. Artis Gilmore. I love his afro, so I always try to pick out Artis Gilmore. Here's another Artis Gilmore. Here's another. This was a card that I was excited to find. Is this at a different estate? So this was the sale I was at this morning in Baraboo. How about this? 1974 Topps. Wilt Chamberlain. How about that? $1 is what I paid for that. Here's another Pete Maravich, 74 Topps. Paid $1. Here's an Elvin Hayes, 75, 76. Wes Unseld, 75, 76. I was a little worried, Max, because they said all cards are $1 each. And I'm like, from the pictures I saw, there's nothing good. But as you can see, there was a lot of good. Bob Greasy. Here's another 71 Zonka. Here's the first 73 Bob Gibson that I pulled. It's got a hole punch, but I'm like, it's cool. It was not sorted. Here's a 71 Topps Tony Perez. It was, so some of the boxes were sorted by year, but it was basically like, so the story was this guy that lived the estate, he was an attorney and passed away. Apparently, nobody in his family knew anything about cards, nor did the estate sale company. So they just said, and she admitted, she's like, yeah, we just don't do cards. So we just put everything for $1 each. And from the pictures I saw, it was a lot of like mid-70s commons. Like none of these cards were shown in the photos. And it's like, oh, this is going to be a dud because I'm not paying $1 for a 78 Topps common, right? So everything $1, which actually worked out perfect. So here's a 73 Yaz. So we just all started digging. 73 Topps Carlton Fisk. Did not find the Carlton Fisk rookie card. Here's a highlights card of Bob Gibson. Here's a highlights Nolan Ryan from 1975. Here's another Pete Maravich. This is 77-78. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 77-78. And most of these cards are in like phenomenal, like this one's not very good, but yes, that's a great point, Cooter. Here's another Bill Walton rook. I don't know if that's the second one, but Bill Walton. 75, Willie Stargell. Yeah, so now it's like, I'm going to, if I ever see this company do more estate sales, it wasn't too much of a mess. Here's a 75 Ahmad Rashad. It wasn't too much of a mess. So we went down into the older stuff. What I found out was the older cards were in the basement. The junk stuff was upstairs. So we all went downstairs first. And we were all like, everybody was super respectful. There were probably at the beginning, there were probably 6 to 8 of us like digging through, and there were thousands and thousands of cards from the 70s. And we all just kind of looked through. We were all trying to find the piles of cards that hadn't been gone through. And everybody was good. Here's a second-year Robin Yount. I did so well that I found a Robin Yount rookie that I let another guy buy for $1. I did find 2 George Brett rookies for $1 each. Here's a Hank Aaron, 76. 72. Oh, this has got somebody put this on his tack board. Brooks Robinson, 72 Topps. 73 Jim Palmer. 72 Orioles rookie stars. Don Baylor rookie card. Here's another second-year Fisk. The old gold cup. Here's another Yaz from 73. Here's a 75 Carlton Fisk. This is a beater of a Yaz, 71 Topps. Big old crease down the middle, some paper loss on the back. Here's a 75 Yaz. 71 Harmon Killebrew. Here's a 72 Rod Carew. He converted. 75, Nolan Ryan. Beautiful card. In great condition, too. Here's another Goose Gossage rookie card. 73, Thurman Munson. Here's George Brett rookie card number 2 that I found. Second year George Brett, 76 tops. Here's some run on 75s. There's Tom Seaver. Here's a Dave Parker. Willie Stargell. Here's a 73 tops Joe Morgan. 75 tops Mike Schmidt. $1 each were these cards. 75 Steve Carlton. Unbelievable. Best dollar box ever. Greg Luzinski, 71 tops rookie card. Nobody had to box out. Lou Brock, 75 tops. Lou Brock, 74 tops. Bob Gibson, 75 tops. Here's a 71 tops Cardinals rookies with Al Hrabosky. Here's a 71 tops Bob Gibson. A Glove and Beyond says, still probably your second best Friday of the year. I would have to agree. I'd put the whole Wrigley experience number 1 on that list. Yes, you are correct. How about this? Steve Garvey, everybody. Cooter's favorite player. How about this? I had to pull this Steve Garvey out because look at how miscut that puppy is. 73 Steve Garvey, miscut to hell. Here's a 76 traded Willie Randolph. Here's a couple Ron Guidry rookie cards from 76. Here's another. Here's a Willie Randolph rookie, 76 tops. 76 tops Thurman Munson. Here's a Jerry Lucas, 71-72. This is a beater. Corner's really bad. Actually, 3 of the 4 corners are great. It is off center, left to right, and there's a bad corner ding. Dave Parker rookie card. Look at, it's really beat up that bottom corner. All right. I don't know what they are. And she's like, these are small ones. I'll just include these. Sugar Daddy All-Stars. I only pulled a couple. There were, I don't know, maybe 10 of them. I pulled 2 or 3. Chet Walker. Thought I saw one other one in here. Bob McAdoo. They're pretty cool. Small. From 1975. Watch those be like crazy money, and I left most of them behind. I think this is a Robert Parrish rookie card. Daryl Dawkins. One of the all-time greatest slam dunkers. Here's a Dr. J from 77. Bill Bradley, 74 tops. Here's a 75 McCovey. 74 Orlando Cepeda. Here's a 75 tops Fran Tarkenton. Here's a 75 tops Calvin Murphy. Found a couple of these. These were the oldest cards that were in there. I think these are 69s. But it's a Fred Blitnikoff, and it's off center. It's in okay condition. Better than some of the other ones. Here's a Daryl LaMonica, same year. So I grabbed those. Here's a passing leaders, Bob Greasy. I think I found a couple of these. Gary Carter rookie card from 75. I'm like, I forgot about Gary Carter. Here's a 74 Steve Spurrier. I think this is his second year card. I think his rookie was in 73. Here's another McCovey from 75. Here's another Nolan Ryan strikeout leaders. So I think it was down to just me and another guy towards the end. We're the true bargain box hunters. And I mentioned 71 and 72. I couldn't find many 72s. For some reason, there weren't many 72 tops, baseball. But there were a lot of 71s. And I'm like, I know there's some high numbers in here. And I'm like, but I just don't know what. I'm like, I'm going to go back and start looking through. So he's like, looked it up. And I think the high numbers start at 635. I don't know. Stuke, I'm not done. My favorite is still to come. I'm going to save the best for last on what my best pull was, and it's probably going to be going to PSA. So Red Light sent me a shitload of offers. Here's a card number 699, Jim Britton. So I'm not sure if these are high numbers or not. New York Mets team card is 641. I thought he said it started at like 638. Here's Frank Robinson, card number 640. This one's kind of beat up. Byron Brown, number 659. Rookie star pitchers. The Reynolds. 3 Reynolds guys, Archie, Bob, and Ken. That's card number 664. Dick Selma, 705. Gary Niebauer, card number 668. Paul Lindblad, 658. Jimmy Qualls, number 731. I'm pretty sure that's a high number. I'm pretty sure anything in the 700s was a high number. 655, Mike Epstein. Card 732, Bob Reed. Ken Zotkowitz, card number 749. The Vicente Romo, card 723, and it's got an X under next to the number. Steve Hamilton, card 627. Looks like maybe there's one more. Bobby Mercer, card 635. All right, I'm going to have to make another pile here. I've only gone through like half of what I bought. Here's a Lyle Alzado. I'm not sure what his rookie year was. This is a 75. I don't think it's a rookie. Another Dan Issel. 74 tops, Phil Niekro. 76, Dave Parker. 77, Thurman Munson. 76, Willie Stargell. 76, Yastrzemski. 76, Fisk. 76, Fred Lynn. And here's what Cooter was talking about. Here's the second George Brett from 644. Okay, so most of those were high numbers. So I understand where Cooter's coming from. Look at how off-center that 76 Brett is. So, yeah. Here's another Gary Carter rookie card. So 2 of those. Bert Blyleven blowing a bubble. 75 Killebrew. 73 tops, Kenny Stabler. Another Bob Greasy in-action card. Got a Terry Bradshaw in-action card, which I believe that's a second year. Some of these all-pros. I don't remember seeing these before. I thought it was like a special set, but it looks like they're part of the 74, 72? 72. So here's, what's this, 74 Alzado? Here's RBI leaders, Johnny Bench with Jeff Burrows, who I think just passed away. Here's a 74 Dan Deerdorf. One of my favorite actors of the 1980s, Alex Karras from Webster. I had to pick that up just for nostalgia. Here's 7. Oh, those are 72 high numbers. Here's Bolitnikov, 71. I did not. There were no 72 high numbers that I found. 75 Brooks Robinson. Here's a Joe Willie Namath, 72 tops. I believe this is a Gene Upshaw rookie card. All right. Another Bob Gibson from 75. 74 tops, Lou Brock. 72 football. Oh, shit. I passed a whole bunch of them. I only picked up those 2. Oh, damn it. No wonder I've never seen them. Oh, there were like 10 of them. Dan Deerdorf. Zach says we had a Ahmad Rashad rookie in here. Here's a Lou Brock 75 Twinkie. Here's an OJ with John Brockington, rushing leaders. Here's a 75 Henry Aaron, Milwaukee Brewers. Here's a 74 Bradshaw. Here's another 76 George Brett. That one looks to be pretty centered. Logan, what's going on? This is going through some cards that I bought at an estate sale today. I got all of this stuff for $1 each. Here's some more basketball, 75 Pete Maravich. Here's a Bill Walton. This is pretty off center. I don't even know why I had this in my pile, but apparently I paid $1 for a checklist. Maybe it's worth something. I don't know. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the scoring leaders. Another Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I picked this up because it's a Cubs card. I have it, but actually what's cool, look at the front. It looks like a normal card. Look at the back. It's miscut. Oh, here's another Jabbar scoring leader card. Here's a Zonka from 74. Here's a 74 Greasy. 71 Tarkenton. Here's a 71 Bart Starr. Here's another Zonka from 71. 74 Franco Harris. And a 75 Bob Greasy. But wait, there's more. Here's some tall boys. This is pretty bent up. I think these are like, I don't think these are worth that much, but I'm like, it's pretty cool. It's Warren Spahn. It's those, I think these came out of like machines from like the mid 60s. I don't think they're worth that much, but pulled that. And then I don't even know what this is, but I grabbed it. It looks like something. And he's wearing a B on his hat. So it's an early Warren Spahn, I assume. It's blank back. So the first Spawn was a 64 Giant. Thank you. What's this thing? Is this just a, oh shit, what do you call those? Exhibit? Is this an exhibit? I don't know. This looks like a third-year card of Moses Malone. It's a tall boy. Max says exhibits. Cooter says exhibit. Okay, exhibits. Here's a Jerry Sloan tall boy. Bill Bradley, tall boy. All right. There's even more. Here's Ted Will. Hey, there was a Babe Ruth. There was a Babe Ruth card and a Ty Cobb, Sporting News All-Stars. Here's the Cobb. Found a Gehrig. These old stickers, and I didn't know. Oh, man, and the Bears-Jets did not survive. These were like just falling apart. These old stickers are actually, I need to get these sleeved because otherwise they're going to, the Bears and Jets falling apart. Can't see it, but meh. Here's another Pistol Pete from 74. These are all pickups from an estate sale I went to this morning. Paid $1 per card on these. 76 Mel Blount. 77 Topps Carlton Fisk. Here's a 77 George Brett. 77 Yaz. Ooh, that's got a terrible corner ding. Here's a 74 Bradshaw. Another Tarkenton. So I picked up a Doug Buffon. I had to pick up an OB, Ed Obradovich. Another Lance Alworth. That one looks like it's got a crease at the bottom. Here's a Johnny Unitas. 71 Topps. Tiny Archibald, 75. Rick Adelman. Earl the Pearl Monroe, 71, 72. Bob McAdoo. 75, Frank Robinson. All right. I think there's only 100 or so cards left. 74, Reggie Jackson. 75, Willie Stargell. Mean Joe Green, 76. Franco Harris. I just grabbed most of the Steelers out of this stack. Lynn Swann. Bradshaw. Tarkenton. Here's a 75 highlights, Bob Gibson. Pulled a lot of Tarkentons. Another All-Pro. I think that's the third one. Here's another OJ. That's from 75. Cassie Russell, 75. Here's a nice 69 Topps All-Star. Pete Rose. That's a beauty. Nice card, Pete Rose. That was like one of the few 69 Topps. There might have been like 3 or 4 69s. Catfish Hunter. Harmon Killebrew. A couple of your favorite, Steve Garvey. 74 Topps. I bought 439 cards and paid $1 each. Didn't negotiate. Johnny Bench 77 hostess. I mean, I would have felt guilty if I would have been like, here's 440 cards. Will you take $300? I would have felt pretty shitty doing that. 78 tops, Dave Winfield, Mike Schmidt, Don O'Brien. What's going on? Dave Parker. There were some 78 Jim Sundbergs. I passed. Passed on the Galesburg native. Kenny Stabler, 76 tops. You can't pass up Ed Too Tall Jones. 77, Roger Staubach. Bob Greasy. Had to pick this guy up. Vince Papale. What was he? Was it Blinds? Not Blindside. What the hell movie was that? OJ. Mr. Walter Payton. 77 tops, Walter Payton. Beautiful card. Love it. Oh, here's a 70. Nice condition, too. Bob Greasy, 70 tops. Invincible. Thank you, Brian. When that movie came out, those Vince Papale cards were selling for like $30 a pop. I think you could probably still get $5-10 for them. Franco Harris. Here's another run on Steelers. Mean Joe Green. A lot of the cards were sorted by team. Terry Bradshaw. Staubach. OJ. This has got to be an early Dan Fouts card. 75 Dan Fouts. Joe Theismann, 76 tops. Bob Greasy. John Riggins. Another Staubach. These are Wonder Bread All-Stars. Bob Greasy. Larry Zonka. Wonder Bread All-Stars. Gene Upshaw. 71 tops. National League Rookie Stars. Bill Buckner. Brian asks, did you bring a box to put all your cards in, or did they give you containers? So no, you had to bring your own like stuff. I didn't bring anything. Now I had boxes in my car, but I wasn't going to leave my cards in there. But they were in shoe boxes. So I basically just transplanted cards and I took a shoe box. Here's Orlando Cepeda, 71 tops. That was a Fouts rookie. Thanks, Zach. Here's a Catfish Hunter from 71. There was actually a nice stack of 71s. Bob Gibson. How about this? Steve Garvey rookie card. Here's a George Foster rookie card. Tony Perez. I think this one's in better. It's really off center. Here's a 71 Yaz. That's actually in pretty good condition. 71 tops, Harmon Killebrew. All right. I think this is a high number. 72 tops, Frank Robinson. Traded. Here's a 72 Willie McCovey. So I guess there were some 72s. Oh, I think that's a high number. Bobby Bonds. Here's the low number, Frank Robinson with the Orioles. 72 Jim Palmer. Ted Williams. Great card. Here's a 72 Johnny Bench. Great card. 72 Rod Carew. Boyhood Photos of the Stars, Tom Seaver. Johnny Bench in action. Tom Seaver in action. All right, we're still moving along. 75, Steve Garvey. 77 rookies, Jack Clark. How about this? This one probably goes in my PC. Andre Dawson rookie card. Here's the Big League. I love this card. I love this entire subset. The Big League Brothers from 77, George Brett, Ken Brett. Make sure you track your profit and report back to Low Roller Scratcher. Here's a Yaz, turn back the clock. 78's Reggie Jackson. Thurman Munson. Nolan Ryan, record breaker. George Brett, record breaker. Minnie Minoso. It's a great card. I had to pick that up. All right, we're still going. Here's another OJ, 76 tops on the OJ. 76 on the Ahmad Rashad. Another George Karl. I had to pull. I think this might be George Karl's rookie card. Let's see. Here's a John. Oh, and that sticker fell apart. John Riggins. Another NFL sticker from the 70s. Saints and Lions. Here's one that not falling apart. I need to get those sleeved. Here's that George Karl, the second year Karl. 74 Catfish Hunter. 74 Raleigh Fingers. 74 Phil Necro. Another OJ. 75 Yaz. 75. Boy, I pulled a ton of these 75 Bob Gibson cards. Here's a 74 Staubach. Here's a 76. 76 Tarkenton. We're down to about the last 40 cards, I think. 74 Zonka. Another Staubach. And guess what? Another 75 Bob Gibson. All right. So some good cards in here. Here's a Willie Mays. 72 in action, Willie Mays. There's a Twinkie. This is a nice 75 Twinkie Nolan Ryan with the Twinkie stain. Beauty. How about Steve Largent rookie card? Like, sweet. I think that's a Steve Largent rookie card. Franco Harris, 77. Terry Bradshaw, 77. Lynn Swan. Boy, I was picking out the Steelers, wasn't I? Mel Blount. And Tarkenton. What's up, Peter? Everybody was passing on the 91 Leaf and Upper Deck. Not sure why. Mean Joe Green. Here's oh shit. The Goonies. Sloth. John Matuszek. Here's a Jim Plunkett from 74. I think this is a John Hanna rookie card. 78 Jim Palmer. Now, some of these cards people had already gone through, so I'm like, I probably won't find much. Like the 78s, Eddie Murray rookie card. Somebody passed up. I've got some of these, so I'll put that one on eBay. George Brett. Even though Bill Madlock's on there. 78 Stargell. Second year Eckersley. Steve Carlton, 77. Chris Johnson's in the house. What's going on? Here's a 77 Mike Schmidt. 77 Dave Parker. Just wait till the end. I'm saving the best for last. So yeah, I've found some great stuff for $1 each, but I found the best hit is coming up. 77 Brooks Robinson at the end of this stack. 77 Jim Palmer. 77 Winfield. Ken Stabler. 76 Brooks Robinson. 76 Jim Palmer. 76 Dave Winfield. 72, number 616, Joe Ferguson. Not sure if that's a high number or not. Doc Ellis. Had to get a Doc Ellis card. Bill Mazeroski. I think this is a high number. Card number 760. Yes, I found two 75 Topps George Brett rookies. I found one Robin Yount, and I let the guy next to me, I let him buy it. But I did pull a Hostess Robin Yount rookie card that I did buy. No Clemente from 72. Here's a Bob Aspromane card number 659. So I guess I did find some high numbers. Here's 728 Gail Hopkins. Card 644. Not sure if that falls in as a high number. Bernie Allen. Here's a Thurman Munson in action. Jesus Alu, card number 716. Gil Garrido, card number 758. Man, there was quite a few high numbers. Dusty Baker, card 764. And then I got 4 cards to show off. Here's some 78 rookies. Jack Morris. And I also found the Paul Molitor. I gave him to the same guy because he's a Brewers fan. Here's a Lou Whitaker rookie. We were playing nice. And Dale Murphy. And so a lot of the cards, I've got one more card to share. A lot of the cards, most of the cards were separated by year. So like here's a pile of 71s, here's a pile of 72, 73, so on and so forth. And a lot of them were sorted by team. So I'm going through a football box and I'm looking through 76 Topps football. You might know where I'm going. And guy next to me is like, have you found the Payton? And I'm like, no. And so he starts going through the box. 657 and up for 72. Okay, so I pulled out some semi-highs then. So I went through the rest of my row, didn't find it. And I'm like, it's in here. Like every other, like all you saw, like this stuff wasn't cherry picked. All the good stuff was there. All the Hall of Famers are there. Rookies, Hall of Fame rookies, everything is there. Didn't find any Bears cards. I gave up on that box. Like it's probably in another box. I'm looking around at various things. I went back to that box and I'm like, it's got to be here. Somebody had to have missed it. I found some Bears cards. And this was the only card where I got excited and said, yes. Look at that. Centered, sharp corners, Walter Payton rookie card for $1. Can you believe that? I had to take the picture of the sign that said all cards $1 each with all the 70s laid out because I'm like, nobody's going to believe me. $1. And I bought 439 cards. Actually, I think 441. Because she gave me the 2 sugar daddies for free. But I mean, I've submitted some cards to SGC for my own personal collection, my tobacco cards that some of them you see behind me. But I've never submitted a card for to flip. And this is probably a candidate. I mean, it's centered. It's got sharp corners. I mean, it is for 1976. It's like fresh. I mean, it's just in amazing condition. Like you can still see the hairs on the edges. It's that good. You know, it's got a clean, like I'm definitely submitting this. Like it's just an insanely awesome looking card. So yeah, that was definitely, I think from what everybody else found, they're like, yeah, you definitely found the best card, the Peyton rookie out of all this. I know the guy that was next to me early at the very beginning he found some like tall boy Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's. But again, like it wouldn't have been any Lou Alcindor rookies or anything like that. Again, because like everything that was for sale was basically I'll PSA. I'm not going to sub it to SGC. It's going to go PSA. It was basically all 71 to 78. It was basically like, and I started to think like, okay, this guy probably like the 71s is probably when he first started collecting as a kid. And like the 69s that were in there in the 70s were probably like hand-me-downs from a neighbor kid or a brother, whatever, sister. And then 71, 72 is when he really got, because by the mid 70s, he was cranking. There was a ton of 70s. And as he got into the end of the era, and there was nothing 80s, like nothing 80s. Like, I don't know if there was an 80s card in the house. Actually, I take that back. One of the binders had 85 tops. I did say that. Yes. One of the binders had 85 tops. The other binders had like modern-ish cards, like 2007. It was almost like this guy collected as a kid in the 70s and then during the boot, like gave it up completely in 1979, probably went off to college and went to law. He was an attorney, went to law school, and the boom came along. He's an adult, probably making money at his law firm. And he's like, I'm going to buy some cards. And so he started buying cards in 90 because it was like basically 78 stop and then start again 1990. And there's a bunch of 90 and 91 stuff. And then at some point there was another stop because there was like nothing from the mid to late 90s into the early 2000s. And like 06, 07, there was some stuff. So a fascinating day. And some just unreal finds, like $1 each. You know, some of these cards probably, you know, some of the Tarkingtons, they're probably going to go in my eBay store for like $2. And I'm, you know, going to net less than $1. But the Peyton, the Dr. J, the George Bretts, the high number stuff, you know, I'll make my money back and then some. So What a fun day. My first, this is what's called beginner's luck. I don't expect to have this ever again. I think I'm lucky. I think I'm very lucky. And again, the reason I found it, I happened to be on the Baraboo, one of the Baraboo sites, and it was just advertised, and I just happened to see a couple shoe boxes of 70s cards. Nothing like, no Payton was shown, no Dr. J, no Wilt, no Kareem, nothing like that was shown. It was like commons. And I'm like, oh, there's a few shoe boxes. Oh, that's cool. Blown away when we walked in, and it's like, shit, there's like thousands of cards down here. So when I did check out, so the lady, and I talked to the lady running the sale a little bit in the morning, and she had mentioned, she's like, yeah, I had some offers on the cards. She goes, some guy offered me $5,000 for all the baseball cards. And I'm thinking, you should have taken that, because at $1 a card, you're going to sell. I spent $440. The other guy that was digging with me probably he might end up spending $500-600. So there's $1,000. One other guy spent $200. There were probably some others, everybody else in the 3 hours I was there. So they might get to 5,000 but I doubt it, and it's really been cherry picked. Like, people aren't going to pay $1 per card at this point with what's left. Like, yeah, there's still somebody's not going to go buy 500 cards in one sit for $1 a card with what's remaining. With hey, well, there's probably some high numbers left. Obviously, there's still some football high numbers in there that I didn't know were high number football. It's like, man, you should have taken $5,000, especially if it was only baseball. It'll be interesting. I'm going to be out of town. So I thought, like, maybe I'll go back Sunday and just hit offer, but I'm going to be out of town. And I did well enough. I'm okay. I don't need to go back. Let's wrap up the chat, and then I've got some shipping to do. It's already 3:30 on a Friday, and I'm going to be leaving tomorrow. Kyle, congrats, he says. Thank you. Hope it grades well. Definitely needs to get graded. Yeah, as I look closer, like, it was a pretty dark basement. There was still wood paneling from the 70s in this room downstairs. And it looked clean. But now as I look in better light, it's like, holy shit, this is, I don't know anything about grading. When it comes to this, it's like, okay, what's the top to bottom centering? Next weekend is the Madison Card Show, Sheraton Hotel, John Nolan Drive, Madison, Wisconsin. I'll show it, and what's this? What can you do this? What do you think? And sub it. Logan says that Payton paid for everything. Yeah, in the condition it's in. Because, even a lower condition, Payton's going to go for 100 to 150, and this is in really, really nice condition. I haven't even looked to see what comps are on higher grade Payton rookies, but it is in phenomenal condition. Peter says he wants to double my money. He'll give me $2. CL on the road. What's going on? I bought a vintage collection a few years ago. Most of the really good stuff was pulled out, but all of the cards were sorted by year and by team. I think that's just what you did back in the day. I think so. Yeah. You were either putting sets together or you were putting teams together. Like, okay, here's my Reds card. Here's my Cubs cards. Here's my Yankees cards. How is the surface? Good, I guess. I don't know. There's no scratches. There's no like fish eyes. There's certainly no tacks. That's on the penny sleeve. Yeah, it looks, the back is clean. Again, I don't know, like, what are we looking at? An 8, a 6, a 9? I have no idea. Tom's in the house. What's going on? I'm off today and thought about going up there. There's still some, like I showed, there's still some of there were a bunch of these, but they're like falling off. There were a lot of, and I passed on all of the, I think, wacky packages from the 70s. There were several of those. If you go now, you could probably still, or even tomorrow, you'll still find some good stuff. Obviously the Payton rookies and the Brett rookies and the Yount rookies are gone, but there's still a decent amount of fun stuff. I don't think I didn't see any pocket schedules or anything like he did have a whole bunch of pins. I know one of the guys that was looking at cards, he was kind of all over the place. He bought a couple pins. So there was some oddball stuff in there as well. Kyle says that card might buy you a fishing boat. I got to get a pole first. Congrats. Go grab a spotted cow and a fresh Casey's pizza. I didn't eat anything. I had my mushroom coffee on the drive up and didn't even bring, I forgot once I got down the road, I'm like, oh shit, I should have brought a bottle of water. I didn't even bring a bottle of water. So it's like 12:30, 1 o'clock. And I'm like, man, I haven't eaten anything all day. So I was going to I'll just hit a drive through. It's like, nope, I got to stick. So I stopped at Quick Trip. I got one of those fresh sandwiches, not great, but better than pizza or spotted cow. Todd says, just hope FedEx doesn't lose this one. I know. My last submission was like 2 years ago where they lost my Three Fingers Brown. Brian loves it. Max says, PSA it. That's why you always take a chance. Most in here have decent knowledge of stuff to grab if it's a race to get through boxes. And that's kind of where we were at. At the very beginning, there was 6 to 8 of us digging. But it's speed. I passed leaders cards because it's I know there could be a Walter Payton rookie or George Brett rookie. I'm not gonna slow down to see if Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is on this leader card, although I did a couple times because I just happened to see it as I was flipping through. But I mean, it was speed. You got to get to the next pile, try to get as much as you can. And I just got super lucky that I happened to. I mean, I stuck with it because I knew, and this is. Well, how did you find it? And that's what people oh, how did you know it was in there? It's well, this is common sense. When you're looking through a box and basically the entire set is in there, sorted by team, including all of the Hall of Famers, it hasn't been cherry picked. So it's in here somewhere. If you're finding George Brett rookies and Robin Yount rookies and Dr. J rookies, the Payton's probably in here too. And you just got to find the Bears cards. And I went through what I thought was the whole box. And then I came back and I'm like, I don't know if I went through this pile. And there it was. Max says the 5 other guys at an estate sale, not so much. Can you imagine if it grades at 10? That would be crazy. Logan says, this is the shit I dream. That was literally said a few times. This is stuff we dream about, going to a sale and happening upon rookie cards of all these Hall of Famers for $1 a card. This is literally I literally have dreams about this. And I think many of us probably do because we're addicted to cards, and that's okay. It's better than other things to be addicted to. Cooter says, submit your PSA submission soon so we can see it before 2025. I know it's I want to see, this is something that I'm eager. Brian says, spend $700 after Walter's submission. Nets $30K. What a day. A 6 goes $500. Oh shit. Okay. So this is gonna, I don't know anything about grading, but I would be disappointed if this came back a 6. Brian B says, my guess is PSA from what I see. PSA 10 is, that's what I'm thinking. A 10 is impossible. Brian says, call Ty. LOL. He didn't call me, Ty. You were an Elgin and didn't call me. Logan says, wacky packages are desirable. I know there's demand for wacky, but I didn't know at $1 a card. Is it? So maybe it would have been a good deal, but one of the other guys that was looking, he's like, are these anything? And I'm like, I passed on them because I don't know. There might be something there, but I don't know. Stevens Point show tomorrow. I cannot make it. My nephew's his wedding reception is tomorrow. He had a destination wedding. Tomorrow's the reception. So I'll be heading down to Kiwani tomorrow. Max says, looked like a sale. I would probably have spent 3 to 4 hours at minimum. So yeah, I was there I was there from 10 to 1, so 3 hours. Plus I was there waiting for 3 hours, almost 3 hours. But I was so happy with what I came away with cards wise. Again, I looked at the jerseys that were in the closet. It was like minor league. I think they were game used, but minor league hockey jerseys. Brewers bobbleheads, which are not worth anything. That's not a knock on the Brewers. It's a knock on the bobbleheads that aren't worth anything. I did, when I went upstairs to check out, I did look through the junk wax was in binders, and it was like, the 85 tops had like 15 cents per card, 20 cents per card. And it's like, I know people were already up here looking through these cards. The Mark McGwire is long gone. I didn't want to waste any more time looking through a bunch of junk. They're like 90 Fleer in a binder. So there could have been something I missed, but it's like, I've been here long enough. I'm pretty happy with what I go home with. I didn't look at any of the video game system stuff. I know a couple other people were there looking at the gaming stuff. But there was plenty of stuff that, if, again, like I said this morning, if I struck out on the cards, at least there's other stuff that I'm semi-interested in. Like, I could have looked at the jerseys. I could have looked at the video game stuff. There were other sports memorabilia. There were some Topps coins upstairs, which aren't really, I still have 5 or 6 that haven't sold. But there was other stuff that, maybe it's like, I strike out here, I'll spend a few bucks on this. Red Light says, shit, I have 4 bottles of water in the crane. It's probably a lot warmer in your crane, though. It was pretty steamy, though, in that house. Beautiful views, though. Max says, to quote Billy Madison, you go out there and you find that fucking dog. Wait for your PSA card, then give the rest to your SGC friends to dry their tears. I love SGC, but something like this is going to PSA. Like my pre-war is all going to SGC. Any tobacco cards, that's going to SGC. Stuff like this. There may be some other. I'm going to have to give a like the Dr. J and some of this other stuff. I might give it I don't think the George Bretts are, going to be, high grade. Some of the stuff, some of the the first piles I was looking through the basketball, I'm like, these are pack fresh. These are 50-year-old cards that are pack fresh. Like, it's like, man. And the other guy that I was digging with, he's like, I almost want to take a flyer and just like buy a whole box just because they're in such good condition. So some of the high numbers, like 71s are pretty beat up. The 71s are not in good condition. I wouldn't probably send, I don't know. I guess I could look to see what some of the stuff goes for, but PSA 8 between 950 and 1100. So that would, if it's an 8, that's a pretty good flip. That's a pretty damn good flip. Double my money. And then have all this other stuff still to go. Logan says, if you send the Payton to SGC, I'll smack you when I see you at the National. Well, I won't send it to SGC. I will not be at the National this year. So my wife and I are going to Switzerland the first 2 weeks in July. The third weekend in July before the National is my Madison card show. And then I'm also at the end of this month, I'm out for 2 days for the Club 400 1984 Cubs reunion. So I've got a lot of stuff going on in the month of July, so I ended up deciding not to go to Cleveland this year. But I'll be back next year, 2025, in Chicago, which is my backyard. It's 2 hours away, but it's close enough that it feels like my backyard. So unfortunately, I will not see you this year at the National. Max says, anything that's not T206 era tobacco size should always go PSA. The money gap is just too big. It is. It really is. And that's what I tell people, like, and I like SGC. Like, I'm not going to sub. If it's for a flip, I'm certainly not. If it's for money purposes, for resale purposes, most everything is going PSA. If it's for my PC, it's going to go SGC because I don't care. But yeah, the gap, tobacco stuff, the gap's pretty close between PSA and SGC, but anything, modern, what I would say modern vintage of the early 50s, the gap is huge. Thank you, Logan. Appreciate that. Probably won't find any cards in Switzerland, though. Maybe soccer cards, which I don't care about that. Need someone to house sit your cards while you're gone. My mom will be here. She's not going to house sit my cards, though. She's going to house sit Biscuit for the first week, and then Grandma, the other Grandma, gets Biscuit for week 2. All right, so I've got some shipping to do. I'm going to go through. I want to get these penny. None of this was penny sleeve. Oh my God. Well, penny sleeves probably weren't I don't think they were in existence in 1975. So I got to get these protected. Got to get these cards protected. I'll probably, a lot of this stuff will be, I'll just be do some couch listing tonight. Give a once over on some of the rookies to see if it's potential to go to PSA. That Payton, man. Oh man. I just want to show you this Payton one more time. Look how clean that is. It's got sharp corners. Like you can still, I don't know if you can see the camera, but it's got the pack fresh fuzzies up top on the edge. The side to side centering, there may be, it may be a little more space over here than the other side, but it is just clean back. I'm a little nervous, continuing to show this card because I don't want to drop it. So hopefully, an 8 would be great. An 8 would be great. All right. Logan's got a P. Me too. So hit the like button on this video. Over 300 viewers. That's awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Just an absolute awesome haul at this estate sale. My first estate sale ever. Beginner's luck got me today. So thank you, card gods, for the good juju today. Like and subscribe. 99-cent cards is my eBay store. Buy 7 or more at regular price. You'll save 25% off. Basically, every card you saw on this video today will be in my eBay store eventually. And when you buy 7 or more at regular price, you'll save 25% off at checkout. And my offers are open as well. I'll go check my offers. Thank you, Red Light. Have a wonderful Friday. I will go live tomorrow morning, tomorrow's Saturday. We're not going live at 7, maybe 8:30. Sometimes I'm early, though. So around 8:30 Central Time tomorrow morning for Hobby Evolution. We won't go live on Sunday morning. I'll be sleeping in off a hangover probably after a wedding reception, and then we'll be back at it Monday morning at 7. So have a great Friday. If I don't see you in the morning, have a wonderful weekend. And if I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you Monday.